We need some sense in the planet. These righteous people are always a trouble. Once you have a strong set of morals, you will see nobody in the world is all right. If nobody in the world is okay, you have a psychological problem.
And your goodness is just a kind of madness. Maybe it's needed to keep some balance in the society sometimes, but not for your evolution. Your morality will not involve you if you begin to recognize life as life. Right now, with great difficulty, you're being good. And if you're too good, even in heaven, they will reject you. Trying to be morally good. See, let's say your children, you're good to them as far as you know how to be. Are you good to them because of morality? Because somebody has told you you should not kill your children. Is that the reason why you're not killing them? Are you being good to your children and not killing them because somebody has told you that you must be good to your children, that is good morals? Is it so? So why are you so good to them? Why do you love them? Why not somebody else? Why are they your children? Because in some way you see them as a part of yourself, isn't it? In some way you see them as a part of yourself. Though they grow up and turn your enemies sometimes, still somewhere, as far as you are concerned, you see them as a part of yourself, that you're able to look beyond all their nonsense, all their problems, all their everything, and still reach out to them, isn't it? Simply because you see them as a part of yourself. Yes, that's all the thing is, isn't it? So anything that you experience as a part of yourself, with that you don't need morality, obviously. Isn't it so? Yes? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because you just leave out one step and when we go there again, you go back to the number one step. So anything that you experience as a part of yourself, with that you do not need any morality. Is it so?
Yes.
You don't have to try to be good. Morality means you're trying to be good, isn't it? So yoga means to experience everything as a part of yourself. Right now, let's say you gave birth to your child. It could have happened to many of you don't know. And in the hospital, they interchange your children with somebody else. You bring this child, this was born biologically to somebody else, but you believe this is yours. And you love this child any less? Your involvement with the child any less? Your DNA not there, but still you love it. So it is just your willingness to include somebody, so you are capable. It is not that it has to come from your body, it is just that if you are willing, it's possible, isn't it? If you're a little more sensible, maybe you adopted a child and love this child as much as anybody. Why you did not bear your wife or your husband, do you? They were born by somebody else. And generally your husbands were born by that horrible woman called mother-in-law. But you love that man, isn't it? Isn't it so? So it is just a question of your willingness. If you're willing, you can experience everything as a part of yourself. When you experience everything as a part of yourself, you do not need morality. When you know the vulgarity of what is you and what is not you, only then you need morality. Otherwise, no morality. Why does a person who experiences everybody as himself need morality? With morals, you're only trying to be good. You will never become good, please see this. You can hold back your hands, but you can't hold back your mind, isn't it? Can you? You can hold back your physical body, can you hold back your mind? It goes everywhere and does everything, isn't it? You okay for a joke?
Yes.
Any kind? In his previous life, Shankaran Pillai was a very good man. After a brief illness, he died. Being a good man, naturally he went to heaven. When he went to heaven, the angels, the reception committee welcomed him, and then they opened his account book. You know, there they keep accounts of everything, you know that. They turn pages, good deed, good deed, good deed, good deed, good deed. Cover to cover, only good deeds. Then there was little confusion among the angels. Then they came to Shankaran Pillai and said, Mr. Pillai, there's a little problem. Shankaran Pillai said, what is the problem? They said, see, we have various types of accommodation in heaven. One bad deed, highest level of heaven, seafront view. Two bad deeds, next level. Three bad deeds, next level. Like this, there are many levels of heaven. But no bad deed, there is no such accommodation here. Till now we have never received a man like you without a single bad deed. So we don't know what to do with you. Shankaran Pillai said, what nonsense. I was such a good man in the world, nobody wanted to come anywhere near me. I just lived with the hope of going to heaven. Even here a problem? What kind of nonsense is this? Always I was told, being a good man, I can go to heaven. And when I do a good job of it, you have a problem. Then the angels met among themselves, had a discussion, and they said, don't you worry, Mr. Pillai, we have found a solution. We are giving you 3 hours extra life. Your body is still intact anyway. You go back, just commit one bad deed. We'll put you in the highest heaven, nothing lost. And lo, he became alive here. He sat up once again. He sat here thinking how to commit a bad deed. See, he's no practice, not like you, you know. He's never committed one. So he sat there thinking. 1.5 hours passed away. Then he suddenly realized, there is a woman, well past her prime in the neighborhood, who's been casting inviting glances at him. He being a good man, he never looked that way. Now he thought, okay, adultery is a bad deed. So he went. He went to that lady's house and knocked on the door. She came and opened the door. Shankaran Pillai said, I want you. Why, Mr. Pillai, they told me just yesterday evening that you're on your deathbed. What is this? He said, it doesn't matter, I want you. He went in. Whatever he lacked in practice, he made it up with his enthusiasm to go to heaven. Nature took over, things happened. Now, he looked at his time, the watch is ticking away. He doesn't want to die in her house. He wants to go back home and die. So, he's leaving in a hurry. He said, I need to go. And he came to the door. The lady also came to see him off. As he was leaving, the woman said, Mr. Pillai, do you know what a good deed you have done for me today? One more good deed. If you're too good, you'll neither make it here nor there. Because your goodness is always coming in comparing yourself with somebody or something, isn't it? How do you certify yourself, I'm a good man? You look at this one, he's not okay, she's not okay, she's not okay, he's not okay. Compared to all these people, I am a good man, isn't it? If you want to be really good, you have to make everybody in the world not okay. Please see, those people who think they are very good in their minds, nobody is okay, isn't it so? Have you noticed this? If nobody is okay in the world, it is not a question of goodness, it just means you're sick in your head. That's what it means. Yes or no? If nobody in the world is okay, what does it mean? You know, one of the things that your psychiatrist or psychologist will tell you is, if you start thinking everybody is not okay, that means you're heading for insanity. Yes? Because it is madness. And your goodness is just a kind of madness. Maybe it's needed to keep some balance in the society sometimes, but not for your evolution. Your morality will not evolve you if you begin to recognize life as life. Then you will see, as life you respond to life and you don't need morals. You know how to be. You will never cross any lines because there are no lines, but at the same time, you are simply incapable of doing anything harmful, that's all. You're not holding back, you're not controlling because somebody told you this is the way you must be, you should not do that, you should not do this. The very way you are, there is no question of harm. It doesn't exist in you. Effortlessly, you can be good. Right now, with great difficulty, you're being good. And if you're too good, even in heaven, they will reject you.
Morality has become an important thing in the society because people have forsaken their humanity. If your humanity was alive and active, you would not need any morality. People have put their humanity to sleep and trying to behave like human beings with morality, and it's not working. Because everybody will come up with his own morality. And your kind of morality and another person's kind of morality is at war all the time. What is right and wrong, if you open this debate, you will end up with a fight, even within your family, believe me. Yes or no? No? If you start a debate as to what is right and what is wrong, whether it's in the world or in your neighborhood or within the family, fight is inevitable because no two people can agree on what is right and wrong. And it's never been settled ever because no such thing exists. Instead of trying to be right, why don't people try to be sensible? We need some sense in the planet. These righteous people are always a trouble. Once you have a strong set of morals, you will see nobody in the world is all right. If nobody in the world is okay, you have a psychological problem. The first sign of psychological imbalance is you start thinking nobody is okay. So morality is just that, it's a first step towards insanity. You just have to stretch it. If you stretch it, you will go there. Maybe you won't stretch it that far, you're willing to bend it, so you manage. These are substitutes for humanity. Why is it? Our education systems, our social mechanisms, we are not doing enough to stir up humanity in a human being. We are trying to fix it with morality, and it's never worked. All we will do is divide people into different kind of moral sects, and they will always fight, because nobody can fit into your morality, because even you don't fit in actually, unless you are smart enough to subvert it secretly. Do you understand? Otherwise, it doesn't work, because morality will not just stick to your profession, it will enter every aspect of your life. Once you start thinking, what is the right thing to do in my profession, you will also think what is the right thing to do on all levels of life, isn't it? Once you start thinking, this is the right thing, and somebody else thinks that is the right thing, there is going to be a conflict and a constant conflict. If you stir up the humanity within you, you will do the most sensible thing that's needed for that moment, and that's all that matters. That your actions are in context with the realities in which you exist. And the context is always changing. If you don't change according to that, people who are moralistic are always looking archaic for the new generation of people, isn't it? They wonder why this guy is still alive. Yes, if you're very moralistic, even your children will wonder, why are you still alive? Because you look like you're from somewhere else. So what is the most sensible thing to do? What brings well-being to you and everybody around you? This is all one needs to look at constantly. Is there some way to fix it? There is no way to fix it. We have to be alive to it. We have to be alive to it every moment. And as the context changes, what we do has to change.
Moral education in schools can sometimes be implemented with considerable strictness, often reflecting broader societal or governmental priorities. Here are few countries where moral education is known to be particularly strict, with a focus on conformity to national, religious or cultural norms. The emphasis on morals and morality in children's upbringing varies widely across different countries, and the impact on children can differ based on how these values are taught and enforced. Here's an overview of how moral education is stressed in various regions and the potential consequences for children. United States. Values like honesty, fairness, respect and personal responsibilities are often emphasized. Character education programs are common in schools. Potential consequences. Positive. Development of a strong sense of personal responsibility and ethics. Negative. Children can experience confusion or conflict if moral values taught at home differ from those emphasized at school or in broader society. Japan. Respect for others, group harmony and social responsibility are heavily stressed. Moral education is a formal part of the curriculum. Children often develop a strong sense of community and social responsibility. But high pressure to conform can lead to stress and mental health issues, such as anxiety or depression, particularly if a child feels they do not fit in. India. Respect for elders, compassion, non-violence and community values are emphasized often through religious and cultural teachings. Potential consequences. Positive. Strong family bonds and a sense of belonging to a community. Negative. Children may face pressure to conform to traditional roles and expectations, which can limit personal expression and cause stress. Sweden. Equality, human rights and democratic values are stressed. Education encourages critical thinking, empathy and inclusivity. Potential consequences. Positive. Development of a strong sense of fairness, inclusivity and respect for others' rights. Negative. Children from more conservative or traditional families might struggle with the liberal and progressive values taught in schools. Saudi Arabia. Islamic teachings strongly influence moral education, focusing on honesty, respect and community welfare. Potential consequences. Positive. Clear moral guidelines and a strong sense of community and belonging. Negative. Strict adherence to religious and moral codes can limit personal freedoms and cause stress for children who may struggle to meet these expectations. Brazil. Family values, community, respect, kindness and solidarity are key. Civic education programs are common. Potential consequences. Positive. Strong community ties and family support. Negative. Children may feel pressure to meet community and familial expectations, which can sometimes limit personal ambitions and cause stress. China. Confucian values such as filial piety, respect for authority and the importance of education are stressed. Moral education is part of the curriculum. Potential consequences. Positive. Strong sense of respect and duty, particularly towards family and elders. Negative. High expectations and pressure to perform can lead to significant stress, anxiety and even depression among children. Common stressors for children across different cultures. The pressure to conform to moral and ethical standards can lead to mental health issues. High expectations and pressure to adhere to moral codes can cause anxiety, depression and other mental health problems. Identity conflicts. Children may struggle with identity issues if the values taught at home conflict with those emphasized in schools or society. In some cases, excessive pressure can lead to rebellion against imposed values, resulting in conflicts within families and communities. Limitations on personal growth. Strict adherence to traditional moral codes can sometimes stifle personal growth, creativity, and self-expression. Conclusion. While moral education aims to develop responsible and ethical individuals, the methods and intensity of this education can significantly impact children's well-being. Balancing moral instruction with support for individual expression and mental health is crucial to ensure children's development into well-rounded and resilient adults.